Hello everyone, and welcome to February's edition of my new moon reading. These new moon readings are actually really connecting with lifestyle and health to support reproductive health. This year I'm doing it each new moon, and I'm offering you 3 or 4 things to help you focus on your health for this particular month. So last month it was very much about January's was very much more on the physical basis, about being outdoors and eating, drinking lots of water, and really working on nutrition. This month is very, very, very different. So I use the Creation Fertility guidance cards, which I also call fertility inspiration. They support all reproductive health issues, and this is really suitable for anybody who is, well, for anybody actually. So I connected with the new moon. It's actually this evening, but we're with that energy now. I really feel that energy now. And this new moon, it's an Aquarius new moon. An Aquarius, to me, I'm actually an Aquarian myself, and I think that Aquarians are, sometimes we're a little bit different from other people, and so it's about. I think this new moon is about us finding ourselves, but also consciously connecting with everything else rather than just thinking about me. So while I was thinking about that, I drew the cards, and 3 cards that I drew this week, today, was Starry Silence, Loving Kindness, and a Goddess Tauret. Now, I'll show you her in a minute, but really it's like, wow, the new moon is very much about new perspectives, and these cards to me are really saying something very different about how we need to look at a much bigger picture than we normally look at. So Starry Silence is card 1 of the Creation Oracle cards, and it represents peace, but I'm thinking today it really represents an awareness of what else is in this world. It's not just us. And when I go outside and I look at the stars on a wonderful night sky, which probably will not be tonight, it's very cloudy, but I don't know, I'm always filled with awe and just wonderment of the great expansiveness of it, and how that sky and that ceiling of above us actually encompasses the whole world, and probably more than the world that we know. There's a real, we all need the sky, we all need oxygen, and we all need night and day. And it's amazing to think that actually we can gain so much peace from being outside. I love just, especially when I'm on a holiday, or I don't know, anytime really, anytime when it's a beautiful night sky, just going out and looking at the stars, and it really fills me with peace and silence. And hopefully, if you're somewhere where it is quiet, I live in a town, so it's not usually quiet at night, but when I'm in Dorset, it can be really silent and very, very peaceful when I'm looking out. So this Starry Silence card is very much asking you to consider spending 10 minutes in silence daily. This really supports your hormonal health on a physical basis, because stress hormones really influence hormones. So try to go outside, watch the stars, think about the consciousness of how the whole world is interconnected with the sky, and breathe deeply, allow your breath to just flow naturally, but really enjoy that period of silence. So that's a great thing to do to support your hormones. It really does help with all forms of reproductive health. It helps with reducing prolactin, cortisol, your insulin levels, your cytokines, which go up. That's an inflammatory marker. So just really work with your breath and silence every day. The second card was Loving Kindness that I drew. So this it becomes a little deeper now, because loving kindness is an amazing ritual and prayer, and it goes like this. It's please forgive me, I am sorry, I love you, thank you. And there are two different philosophies associated with the loving kindness prayer. The first philosophy is Metta, and a Buddhist philosophy, and that connects us that everybody actually really wants to love themselves a lot more than we do, and also other people, but our emotions influence us. So self-loathing, greed, jealousy, hurt, grief, everything really, all of those emotions. And so the Buddhist philosophy is very much that if we work with ourselves first and repeat this to ourselves so that we're healing within, and then we can repeat it towards somebody else. So maybe you'd start off working on yourself, and then you would then work on, say, somebody that you loved, and then you would work on something that was a bit more challenging for you, and then you would work a bit further. In this instance, I would say the last bit would be for world healing. So that's the Buddhist philosophy. The Ho'oponopono ritual is more consciousness awareness, saying that everything that we do influences everything else in the world, whether we're conscious of that or not. All of our thoughts, all of our energy, all of our interactions with everybody interact and affect the whole world, not just within ourselves or the people that we speak to. And so they look at a much bigger picture than that. So their approach is slightly different, and their approach is that that everything, sorry, I'm just checking my notes here so that I can say it to you correctly. So it's about that everything goes through time and space, beyond cause and effect, and transmits directly to your inner family, i.e. within yourself, to your inner child as well, to your higher consciousness, and also your higher self. So for instance, what they would do in Hawaii, where it comes from, is everyone would join together, and the whole family would join together. So say something has happened within the family, the whole family would join together, and everybody would repeat this ritual to try and solve the problem, and they would all accept some responsibility towards whatever had happened within the family, whether they were directly responsible for it or indirectly, or actually totally, as far as they were aware, they didn't have anything to do with it. They still accept that they influence it, and so they would join in with this ritual. So you can use this in different ways. So I would suggest that you do this every day throughout the month of February. I'm going to put some more notes up so that you can do this at home. But it's please forgive me, I am sorry, I love you, thank you. And if there's an area in your body that you're particularly aware of that you have problems with, maybe it's your uterus, then you would place your hands on that, you would go within, just spend a moment being quiet, and then send those 4 sentences down to your uterus. Please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. And you would repeat that until you felt comfortable, and then you would return to the present. So I'm going to put some notes on that for you as well. So there's very much about consciousness here going on with the starry silence and the loving kindness, 2 really good forms of being able to calm your hormones and also interconnect with other people. And the final card is actually a mother goddess. She's called Tauret or Tauret. She's known as many different things. She looks a bit weird. I'll just go and get you a picture of her. Here she is. I don't know if you'll be able to see her particularly well here. We need to go this way. There she goes. So as you can see, she looks a bit weird. She's actually got the body of a hippo, a pregnant hippo, and she's got the face of a hippo. She's got the paws of a lion, and she's got the tail of a crocodile. And she was an Egyptian deity, ancient Egyptian deity, and she is the mother goddess, and she's called the spiritual midwife. And she's an incredibly amazing omen to to call in for you right now. She's very, very strong. I don't know if any of you have watched Red Tent film or read the book, but they call her in there, and she comes to families in chaos. She is the protector of women and children and childbirth. And she first came into my life when I started writing these oracle cards, and she really started to channel them, or rather I channeled them through her, and she helped me develop them. She's also fantastic in a time of crisis, and I use her a lot when I'm drawing in energy for my clients, particularly on their fertility journeys. So for instance, this week I've got 5 embryo transfers happening for clients, and I will be calling in Tauret to support them throughout that time. I also really work with her when clients are pregnant, when we're bringing on the birth, because she's the midwife. You know, she gets the job done and she ensures that everything is safe. She also is believed to have these special hands, medical knives they're called. So she's very good in times of surgery, when you need surgery. And also people call upon her when they are pregnant for protection, but also when they're wanting a child. So in the in ancient Egypt, she was seen as the protective mother goddess, helping women in all matters of sexuality and fertility. She's the midwife and patron of childbirth and protector of babies. And she's also she's got these magic knives, which I said were very good for during surgery. So her roles were very much, she was the wet nurse for the pharaoh, and she's a household goddess because she's particularly called upon in times of crisis, and also for all women and all fertility and reproductive health matters. So by drawing her in this month, I just think how amazing, because first of all, you know, we're already working with conscious energy, and secondly, you know, what an amazing goddess for me to call upon right now, because, you know, I'm having all of these fertility clients right now, and how important it is that hopefully they're going to succeed and have successful pregnancies. So this month, what I'm suggesting you do is ensure that you have some starry silence every day, either if you're in your house and looking out at the stars, or whether you can just go outside at night time, or even whether you can just imagine that you're enjoying that peace and tranquility of the night sky, and to really support your hormones. It's really peaceful, and make sure that your breath is easy, but your exhalation should hopefully be longer than your inhalation, because that really helps with the hormones to reduce your cortisol levels. The second thing that I would suggest you do is do the loving kindness ritual, or do the loving kindness prayer, depending on which philosophy you want to take on board, and do that to yourself every day throughout this month, the month of February. And then finally, if you are trying for a baby, or if you're in a need of crisis, or you're having surgery, call on the mother goddess, the midwife of Tauret. And I'll put all of these details down onto the pages for you, or put them onto my website so that you can have a look and download them if you wish. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will speak again at the next new moon in March. Blessings. Hi, Cheryl.